Oh, what is going on here? It should have a. I'm not. Okay, what is going on here? It's not showing my camera anywhere. Can you guys hear me? I don't understand what's going on here. Oh, there we go. Okay, great. We're live. Hey, guys. The guest didn't show up, so we're going to try to do a call-in show. Let me put the light on so you guys can see me. We're going to try to do a call-in show. Let me hit the intro, and we'll get started. What is going on here? Okay. I'm sorry, my mic was muted. I'm trying to figure this all out, guys. What's up? What's up, everybody? What's popping? I'm glad you're all here. The guest didn't show up tonight, guys. So, oh wait, I got to go live on Instagram. Hold on, let me go live. Live on Instagram. We're about to get it in, guys. We're about to go. We're about to get some call-ins going. You guys are going to be able to call in, and we're about to get it. It's going to be lit. So, okay, we're live on Substack. We're live on Instagram. We got call-in studio. So whoever wants. Okay, so whoever wants to be the first caller can. Oh God, I don't. The intro is playing way behind. Like, go, guys. Honestly, this is it after tonight. Honestly, I'm telling Nicole, maybe we should get rid of StreamYard because it's just issues after issues. Like, and nothing ever. I don't know what's wrong, but anyway. So no, I got call-in studio up, guys, and whoever wants to call in can call in first. Let me see if anybody's calling in first. Let me see here. I can manage. Okay, this is where I manage the calls. So. Yeah. Just call in that number, guys, and we'll see if it works. But I don't even have any audio. Oh, no audio? No audio for real? Wait, can you guys? Let me see what's going on here. This is a nightmare. Okay, can you guys hear me? Sorry about that. I don't know why that intro loops over and over again. It's not supposed to do that. This is turning into a disaster. I might just have to delete the stream. Yeah, hello, GX. Yeah, this is live. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, guys. Can anybody hear me? Let me just type it in the chat. Can you guys hear me? All right, let me just do this. Let me get rid of this. I don't know why the guest didn't show up, but he didn't show up. So I'm not playing games. I still wanted to go live tonight. and I still want to do a show for you guys. Yeah, but this is live. Can anybody? I don't think I'm getting comments or anything. And we might not be able to do the call-ins, guys, because I don't think you guys can hear me. Let me close this out and let me. Okay, now I'll restart StreamYard. Hey guys, what's going on? Can everybody hear me now? I don't think the call-in thing's gonna work. So, I'm just going like live by myself. I had to log into StreamYard, and then this is the last time I use StreamYard, honestly, because like this is unacceptable. Like the shit that happens with StreamYard, like the intro playing over and over like 1,000 times over. You know what I mean? Like not even asking it to. I didn't even ask it to loop, and it just starts looping like crazy. You know what I mean? It's retarded, man. Like honestly, like it's absolutely retarded dealing with StreamYard. Like I'm done with it after tonight. I swear to God, I will not pay these motherfuckers one more time. But anyway, I just think like okay, so what happened, guys, was the guest obviously didn't show up tonight, so I don't care. Like, I still want to do a show. I wanted to do a call-in show, but that's not going to work. So we can kind of just do a group chat. If anybody wants to join me, I can send you a StreamYard link and you can join me. It can be an open show to whoever wants to join. Yeah. So, but I'm not looking to do I'm not trying to get into like research or anything like that. I'm just trying to do like a chat, like a group chat. I'm not trying to get into like, so, yeah. So I mean, like I'm just trying to have fun tonight. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to just, kick back. Did you guys all see the flyer for the Halloween party? It's going to be dope. It's going to be October 30th, Devil's Night.
and we're gonna have a big Halloween party. We'll use Zoom. We'll use Zoom, and then we'll just we'll have a party, and whoever shows up, shows up. I'll invite everybody. And it's gonna be a blast. I put it out on Discord, I put it out on Telegram, I put it out on YouTube, or I didn't put it out on YouTube yet, but I mean I will, but I put it out on Facebook. I'm excited for it. It's like the 3rd annual Halloween party. I do one every year, and different people show up every year. I do these group podcasts every once in a while. If you guys know, like I do them on New Year's as well. You know what I mean? So yeah. So let's start getting into some audience comments, and we'll just do a group chat. So this one's from Emily Howard. Good to see you, Emily. And Emily says, I was just watching another channeling about Atlas from Ardif, and they say it's a beneficial ship. And I watched another thing that's sending downloads to us through the sun starting October 16th. Yeah, that could be possible, Emily. I think all things are possible with this 3i Atlas. I've really tried to have a neutral stance when it comes to 3i Atlas, because I'm not trying to say that it's a comet. I'm not trying to say it's a ship, but some people are really bought in the fact that it's like a ship and that it's actually here to send us positive energy and stuff like that. I just don't know. It seems like it is from the images that Carrie Cassidy showed me. It looks like that it looks like that it's something, and it looks like it has something traveling with it, right? It looks like an orb ship or something like that, and it looks like it has some friends with it, some accompanying orbs. If you go back to my show, it's definitely that. So. But I just don't want to buy in on anything completely on it yet, because I'm not sure. So yeah, but you guys can put your questions in the chat. And yeah, Connor, maybe you can join here in a little bit. We'll just go through the chat, and I like I said, I was supposed to have Jim Edward Lucier on tonight. I hope he's okay. I don't know what happened, and Jerry Odane says maybe Elena Danan has the answer. Maybe. Hey, you know what? You never know, Jerry. I think that's funny that you said it, but she's an emissary and she knows her shit. You know what I mean? So I don't completely doubt her either. You know what I mean? I stay neutral to everything. I'm open to all and open possibilities. And me and Elena used to be really good friends. You know what I mean? And I respect her work. So yeah. Let's go through this comment from GX, and GX says, did y'all see the Trump medbed tweet? It was very promptly deleted. Something is happening around such technology. Exciting. Wow, no, I had not seen that. I gotta try to find that. What did it say, Gannett? I think this is Gannett. It's good to see you, Gannett. What did it say, Gannett? And why was it deleted? And what happened? I'd love to know what happened with that. Know some more details around it. They keep saying that the med beds are going to come out, but I don't know. I feel like it's they're spinning our wheels with that information. You know what I mean? I hope it does. I hope, but I'm a little skeptical on it, to be honest. But I mean, I I don't know. Yeah, guys, you can put your comments in. Black Uni, good to see you. She says, happy pre-October. Yeah. This is my favorite time of the year. This is my absolute favorite time of the year. I love the fall. The fall is the best time of the year for me. It usually is. And, I love it. It's when the leaves are changing, and I just love, I love everything that comes up with the fall. I like the summer too, but I really love the fall. I hate winter. Because the winters are brutal here in Pittsburgh. They're insane, Let me see here. Let's see these. Emily Howard says, I didn't see any pictures. I watched channeling on October 16th that came from Sarah Bressman Cosme. She talks to hypnotize people's higher selves, and our higher self knows stuff. Yeah, I like Sarah Bressman Cosme. I'm a big fan of her work. I've had her on my show. I might reach out to her to do another show. I've had her on my show 3 times, but a lot of it probably got deleted because, it was on the old channel. But I'm a big fan of Sarah. I've had her on about 3 of her books, by the way, Emily. If you go back, and you guys can go on Odysee for this, I had her on for her new book about the Trail of Tears, which was really good. And then I've had her on about her books about Atlantis and stuff too. So I'm a big fan of Sarah Bressman Cosme. And again, you guys can find my old videos on Odysee. I got to start uploading more on there so they keep me on there. But I mean, you know, a lot of my old stuff's on Odysee, and then some of my old stuff's on Rumble too. You know, I think it goes back 3 years, you know. And Gannett says med beds will be issued available soon and cards will be issued all. I hope so. You know, that'd be nice. What kind of cards are you talking about? What do you think they're gonna? What kind of cards do you mean? You mean to use them? I guess. Jason says the movie One Battle After Another is really good. I haven't seen it yet. You know, but that sounds about my life. The one battle after another. You know. Nathan Way said, Sprox, good to see you, bro. He says, spooky season. Hell yeah, man. You know, this is the time of season. Like, I love fall, and this is the time of season where I like to listen to Art Bell's Ghost to Ghost, where he would have people call in and they would tell their ghost stories. You know, that was always so much fun for me. I wish I could do that on here. I tried to load Call-In Studio. I bought time on Call-In Studio. For some reason, it doesn't work for whatever reason. It was blocking out my audio from StreamYard. So, and then I had to log on with my phone. Let me see if I can log on from my computer now. And maybe we can pull it up. Maybe we'll pull up Call-In Studio. I'm still trying to get that to work. Hold on, guys. I'll be back in 1 second. Give me 1 second to log on from my computer. Because I want to still, that's why I'm not adding anybody to the stream yet. Because I still want to try to do a call-in show if I can. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back, and you guys can hopefully hear me and everything. And I think I've seen Gareth Ike do interviews. Yeah, Kitsalao, I have Gareth Ike coming back on. He was supposed to come on the other day, but I missed the interview because I had a lot of shit going on. But like I told him about that, and he's willing to reschedule. He's a really nice guy. Gareth Ike is really cool. He's let me go through some of your comments here. I missed a bunch of these because I was logging back in. Okay. Angela Collum says, okay, let's go with these. And Angela Collum says, favorite season. Hold on, I'm gonna see if hold on a second. Hold on a second. I just want. I was trying to get Coley on here. That would be nice if she would come on, but she's having allergies or something. So. Sorry, guys. I was just texting her. Okay. So Angela Collins says favorite season. It's my favorite season too. And I don't know what happened to Jim Edward Luce here tonight. David 2.0. David, what is that name? David 2.0. Hello, Dracula, he says. Yeah, that's cool. Connor says he's not a fan of Halloween. Why not? Well, I mean, you don't have to be into the evil stuff to not. You can just like the season, Connor. Jason says also the remake of the Frankenstein remake looks really cool. I got to check that out. I don't watch a lot of
movies. I most of my entertainment comes from podcasts, and I'm always doing them myself. So it's like, let me see here. Spiritual Ascension. Good to see you, sister. I think you're a woman, right? She says there are a lot of false like characters in the spiritual community's names. They get dropped here. Yeah, but that's a part of what this is, right? We got to use that's why I don't know if you noticed this, Spiritual Ascension, but on every thumbnail I make, and I put in that picture. It says "We go deep, you decide." That means that like I'm gonna bring everybody on here. I'll go deep, and it's left up for you guys to decide. You have to use your discernment and what resonates with you, and what yeah, like if it resonates with you or not. You know what I mean? And you don't have to resonate with everybody. That's not the purpose. The purpose is to get the information out and see what sticks and let the shit hit the fan, per se. Black Uni says I'm probably gonna put stuff on Odysee. Yeah, I have some stuff on. I have 3 years of backlog stuff on there. Hey, Jerry Lahane, good to see you, bro. He says Pittsburgh only 300 miles from Delaware, but hell differently winters. Yeah, I know Delaware. I know Rehoboth is like the gay beach, but I never went there. I went to the. I'm trying to think of where I went to in Delaware. I surfed there is the whole point I was trying to make, Jerry. Like I definitely surfed in Delaware, but I can't remember the exact the beach that I was at. But it wasn't Rehoboth. I know that, but it was like, I was definitely there. And people would think you can't surf in Delaware. You absolutely can surf in Delaware if it gets the right conditions. Angela Collins says, I like the leaves and the cool breeze. Me too. Hell yeah. It's a perfect time for that, Nathan Way Switch Fox says quantum cars for the quantum financial system. Oh, is that what she meant? Okay. Yeah. Well, that would be nice, right? So does that mean that we're going to all get some kind of like universal basic income or something like that? I suppose that's the conspiracy or rumor that they're gonna, I mean, that would be amazing if that happened. Emily Howard says, well, I can't remember watching her on the show. I missed it, man. I want to get a passive regression. Yeah, I'm telling you, Emily, I have 3 shows with her. Let me just look it up. Let me see if I can find it for you real quick. If you just type in my name, if you type in Typical Skeptic Podcast and Sarah Restman Cosme on Google. Let's see what comes up. Man, it doesn't have my videos. Like, well, yeah, it has something on IMDb, but yeah, there's a bunch of stuff on IMDb, but let me see. There's a video on Rumble. It says a hypnotist journey from the trail. Tears. Yeah, there's a video of us on Rumble, Sarah. I mean, Emily. It's right here. Like, it's that's one of them. Okay, that's on Google. You can find, and then let me see what else is on there. But what's sad is there was more. I'm telling you, there was definitely more. Like that's what sucks about getting taken down. I'd love to get my old channel back. I heard Journey to Truth got their channel back. And I'm telling you, I would absolutely love to get my channel back because there was so much on there. You know what I mean? There was just so fucking much. Like, you know what I mean? I put in so much work. You know what I mean? And just to be taken down like that, it just sucks. Just for an example of just like what you said. You know what I mean? I have 3 interviews, maybe 4 interviews with Sarah Bressman Cosme, all wiped out because I got taken down. Where's the justice in that? You know what I mean? Over stuff that didn't even make sense. You know what I mean? Just because they were forced by the Biden administration to censor, and they admitted that. You know what I mean? They admitted that. That's why like I'll stick with Rumble right now because Rumble never censored me, and as long as YouTube doesn't give me my channel back, I gotta stick with Rumble. Like I do this on YouTube because it's convenient for you guys, honestly, but it does absolutely nothing for me to be on YouTube. You know what I mean? It does absolutely nothing. I make not a penny, I mean, I don't make that much on Rumble, but at least, Angela Calm says it's probably the Tectillians always mess with my stuff too. Yeah, they do. I love that. And Spiritual Ascension laughs at the Tectillians comment. I think so too. Oh, bugs really bug me, so they bug you too, Jerry Lahane says. Yeah, I love that. That's hilarious. I'm glad you guys are all here tonight. Even though we didn't have a guest tonight, still some of you guys showed up and like we can have a chat like this. Because guys, I love doing podcasting. I really do. I really like live for this shit. You know what I mean? So, like I just like I like communicating with you guys. You guys are like my family. You guys are like my, and yeah. So Gannett says Trump said MedBed access cards will be offered to all. Look online for actual clip that deep state media is really bashing into and much swiftly, which is why I think it's going to happen. That's amazing. If that really happens, that's amazing. What do you guys think of that? I mean, let me get some gum. I want to try to pull up Colin's studio, but I'm worried if it's going to knock out the audio. Should we try it? I can try it. I mean, it could be kind of rigged to be like the speaker holding up to the thing. Let me see. Let me see if it works. I'm going to try to see if it works. So I want to host show, start and save show. Oh, okay. Wait, I think I can call in a number. If it's not over the web, I can do a host call in, so I can call in from my phone, and then I can give you guys a show call in. Let's see here.
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host and call screener line. Please enter your show or meeting number and press pound. Enter your 6-digit PIN number. Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the Call-In Studio web interface.
Okay. So, I don't want that. Wait, I don't want that. Oh, here's the call-in number. Okay, so let me see here. Does someone want to try to call in and see if it works and see if you guys can hear it from the speaker and someone can call in? Who wants to be the test dummy? Let me see. There's the call-in number, guys. Let's see if this works. And I have the phone next to the speaker. This is very rigged. But we're going to try it. So, does someone want to try to call in? Who's going to be first? Someone got to try. How do I answer it? Huh. And again, I put the call-in number up on the screen, guys. Someone try to call in and see if it works. Let me see if it works. No one wants to call in? Yeah, call Coley if you can. See if it works. Call that number, 573-877-7637. See if it works. I have the phone next to the speaker, so this will be very rigged. Wait, let me see. Oh, there's a 2-digit call. Let me see if this works. Oh, shit, there's a bunch of calls. Okay, how do I do this? Are you there?
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, did it go up?
Yeah, it works.
Hey,
Can you guys hear
that's
her?
good. I'm fine.
I have my phone next to the microphone, so I'm hoping people can hear you. Can you guys hear her, guys? Let me know if you guys can hear her.
Don't know what to do. That's funny. I saw nobody was calling, so I thought I'd be the test dummy.
Guys, we got the amazing Coley on the line. You know, if I told you, like, if you guys knew how highly I think of this girl, she's like, she drives me like crazy in a good way. You know,
You're funny.
See how she makes me smile? You know, I gotta hide it. You know, but anyway, what's going on? What's the UFO news? What's popping in the UFO world?
You know, I didn't have anything prepared. I was just calling to be your first call-in.
Oh, okay. Well,
officially.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I hope that there's like some sort of award for this. I'm just joking. But yeah, I'm glad it works. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's cool. Spiritual Ascension says you're beautiful. I think she is too. Spiritual Ascension.
I absolutely love her. She's you know, I talk about her. I think she's amazing. I think she does amazing work, and she's definitely like totally legit. Like the real deal. So yeah, I think a lot of her.
Yeah, I think so too. She's pretty cool. Yeah. Ganette's on the phone too. Gannett called in, so we got more callers. Like.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to take up your call line. I'm going to jump back in your chat.
Okay.
Doing people stuff.
Okay. All right. Thanks for calling.
Bye.
All right, bye. Hello.
Oh, howdy ho.
Hi, who's this?
You can call me Jason, but I do go by Elite Savior online.
Okay, nice to meet you. How are you?
Excellent. I am a rare individual to be online. You'll not find very much content of me anywhere on the internet.
Wow, that's cool. Do you watch the show often?
Yeah, I particularly liked your Rion interview. I've been compiling individuals that are public based on my classification of their abilities, and I have him listed near the top.
Oh, that's awesome. I like Rion too. He's an awesome dude, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is cool. So what's up in the UFO world? What's the new, what's going down? What's the word?
Well, I'll just be upfront with you. I know more than I say. I've pretty much got it all figured out. And part of the problem with that is the more you kind of learn about this stuff, the more ostracized you tend to get from, like, the general starseed UFO community. Because, like, there's tiers of understanding, and, like, once you get up to certain levels, it's like everybody below that kind of thinks that you've lost it, you know, like you've gone off the rocker, I guess. So there's a bit of a disagreement about where the top is, like, so to speak.
I agree 100%, right? It's weird. And then, like, once you get into this community, the more you get, like, ostracized from, like, your family and stuff, because, like, your family will start thinking you're weird because you're not into, you know, and it's because you're an awakened individual going through, like, some kind of spiritual awakening, and, like, they don't understand. But, you know, I agree, you know. And plus, like, also I feel you on, like, the more you learn in the community, the more, I mean, the more in my personal life, I've become more skeptical of a lot of things, you know.
Yeah, and also as well too, there's a divide between researchers and experiencers. A big divide.
I agree 100%. That's a really good point, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. You cannot know your way into this.
It's like you want proof from the experiencers, but you're not always going to get proof from the experiencers. So you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, yeah. But hey, I just want to thank you for calling in. I don't have a lot of time because I bought time on Calling Studio, so I'm going to keep taking calls. But, like, thank you so much for watching the show. Thank you so much for calling in, and you're awesome, man. Is there any final words you want to leave with the audience before we move to the next caller?
Yes, I am a legit 144K member. I would recommend Eagle if you want an example of a white to have, like, a baseline of, you know, like, guaranteed white happiness, basically, you know?
Yeah, awesome, man. All right, well, thanks for calling in, and we will see you on the other side. Thank you.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, we're gonna move to the next caller. This is awesome, guys. Okay, let's go to the next call. Hello, you're on the line. Who is this?
Hi, Rob. It's me,
Who's me?
Connor.
Oh,
It's
Connor. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Need to test your new little system here.
Yeah. I have it rigged. I have it rigged. So, yeah. That way, Emily Howard says, "Was that a 144K member?" Yeah, you said he was, Emily. So yeah. And you guys can hear it. That's great. You can hear it. I have this so rigged, guys. Like, this is so rigged, Connor. I have my cell phone next to the microphone so you guys can hear it. So this is hilarious. But like, hey, it's working for now, so I'm not going to complain. But what's going on in Connor's world?
Well, just trying to get busy until this afternoon I kind of got sick for some reason, and then but I'm getting better. I had to cancel a few things here and there, but otherwise I'm getting better and taking some vitamin C, and I'm getting better, my friend. That's all I'm doing in my world here.
Well, I just wanted to tell you that everybody loved you yesterday. People in the audience right now are saying hi, Connor, and you really rocked it yesterday, man. You did an awesome job.
Thank you, Rob. Tell everyone that I said hi.
Yeah, and I just want to say, like, I love it, Connor, that you're only 21 years old. So for people that don't know, Connor was only 21 years old, and he was trained by Renetta Jones. He does his own research. He's a very well learned young individual. But we need more people like Connor in the community. You know what I mean? Because most of us, let's be honest, like, if you look at me and Coley, for example, me and Coley are 45 years old. You know what I mean? And a lot of people in the audience are about our age too. So we need more young people in the audience. And I just think that's amazing that you're young and that you're into this stuff. And yeah. Like, what made you get into this, Connor? I never asked you that.
Well, I was kind of interested in the whole deal here. I like researching, and I just like reading. I like reading books, and I like having an open mind, and well, the whole thing really started is when I watched the show Ancient Aliens. It really opened my eyes to a few things, and it did raise a lot of questions. So that's when I started to do my own research.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then that led you into your ancestry and your heraldry, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
That's pretty amazing, dude. That's amazing. Well, I'm gonna keep moving here, Connor, because like I have 20. I don't know how much time they're going to take off my balance here. Like I deposited $35 in Colin's studio, and I want to make sure people can keep calling in. And here, guys, I'm going to put the Derek. I see Derek's in the audience too. It would be good to hear from you, Derek. You should call in. But we got another call here. I'm going to put this in the chat again. I can see your call, Gannett. You're next, and I'm putting the number in the call in. Oh, the number's on the screen, guys. You can call in. But Connor, anything you want to leave with the audience with before you go? And it looks like we're starting to get a more full audience here. What would you like to say?
Yes, I just want to say, everyone, I love you guys. Keep me in your prayers, and yes, we'll definitely do future shows more often. And yes, I'm a Gen Z, so I'm pretty much the only Gen Z in our community right now, but I'm hoping that there will be more to come, not just me being alone. But I just want to say thank you for having me on, and we'll do more shows together.
Yeah, I just want to say, Renetta really thought the world of you, and I do too. Like Renetta really liked you, and she always loved when you would do shows with us, Connor. She really thought highly of you. You know that, right? She liked you a lot.
I know. I really loved her too, and it's losing Renetta, and but otherwise, I'm trying to get my spirits back up.
Yeah, I hope you feel better too. I hope you feel better. Get a lot of vitamin C, and one thing that when I had COVID, me and my ex-girlfriend, EVES, thieves oil from Young Living, it helped me tremendously with my like respiratory problems, which I don't even know if it was COVID. I don't know if it was real, whatever it was, but whatever it was that I had, it helped, if it was like yeah. But all right, Connor, it was good talking to you, man. And any final words for the audience?
No, I'm just gonna say this again. Love you guys, love each other, and I'll be back in the chat, and I'll see you guys again soon.
All right. And that was Connor Allen, everybody. Go follow his channel, his YouTube channel, and we're going to take the next call. And you guys, more people can call in, if you want. And, let's get it popping here. And is this Gannett? Hello, are you there?
Hey, Rob, can you hear me?
Yeah, good to see you. How are you?
Oh, good to hear your voice. Hi, everyone. Much love to everybody. This is exciting. I'm loving the call-in show.
You like it? I like it too. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it leaves it open for all of us to contribute our words, our wisdom, our energy, and our thoughts. And it's engaging. It's like community building, which is really what we're doing now. We're creating our new families in this new time and age. So I just wanted to jump on and remind everybody at this time of the season, we are kind of in a thinning space of reality, and there are some beautiful angels and spirits, but there's also some tricky ones. And I want to remind everybody to think about light around yourself, to keep yourself strong and energized and peaceful and healthy. So just much love, everybody. Keep light and positivity in your thoughts.
Yeah, Gannett, did you want to tell people real quick before you go what's the news you heard about the Trump medbeds thing? Because I was really interested in hearing that. And do you think it's a reality?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I really believe that technology is going to be coming forward very soon. And because the tweet came from him, but the video that was posted on it apparently is AI. But what I found really fascinating is that information is something that we've been hearing through whistleblowers, that the medbeds are actually being manufactured on the moon. And some of this information is from Elena Danan, and some of it is from JP, the Army Insider, a whistleblower. All wonderful, amazing information from all of them. But since they've been talking about for a long time, this, I think, is just a prompt to alert everyone that it is in the pipeline, and to actually put in that vibration so that we will be looking for it and thinking about it. Right now, we just have to send it positive thoughts and actually try to find the clip that the deep state media is totally debunking. And it happened so quickly that I believe the tweet was originally removed, but the deep state media has been debunking it so hard. That's why I keep thinking, oh, this must be real and pretty eminent. So do your own research. I believe it's on its way. So, yeah, that's just all I had to share. I wanted to ask other people's opinions.
And then also, do you believe that there will be a whole revamping of the financial system? Do you believe, like James Rink talks about with like Nassara and Jassara?
I'm not very familiar with those topics, or because I'm not thinking that in that reality. There are people that are good at that. I'm not good with money. But what I really think is in moving our psyche, our intelligence, our consciousness into either fifth dimension or whatever higher realms we're going to, we will not be using money. Our currency is going to be who we are, our skills, our internal powers, our thoughts, our consciousness. And I think we will be moving away from money in many ways. So I'm sorry, I don't have the information about that.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I know you're also a world traveler. Have you went anywhere interesting recently? Did you want to share anything about that?
Oh yeah, sure. I was just in Egypt in February, actually around the time those scans were probably being worked on. Remember, they found all those pillars under the pyramids?
Yeah.
As that news was breaking, I was actually in Egypt, and we kept talking to a lot of the locals, and the information I was getting was that we find something all the time, and it's not always recognized. And this is actually a rendition of something that could possibly be there. Those pictures are just renditions. They did not take a picture. There's no picture. These are all waves they're images of sound waves or sonic waves, but they're not exactly sure what's down there or exactly how it's made. So it's a little bit. We all have to be open-minded, but those are renditions of what they think is down there.
Yeah.
And a lot of Egyptians think that it's been there for a long time, but they don't know exactly what it looks like. So we have to just keep an open mind and not just accept these information just, as they are. We have to be discerning what is the motivation.
You know what I liked, Gannett?
And really think about it.
I liked what Connor said yesterday when he was on my show, and he said that he believes the pyramids could be the tips of 2 giant obelisks leading to a giant underground city. That would be fascinating,
It would be. It would be. But when we think about pyramids, Rob, I just want to remind everybody, the pyramid, the top section of the pyramid is just half of it. And because in your consciousness, you have to form the bottom half of it, which is a mirror image. And as you are in the pyramid, it's almost like a time machine. So think of the pyramid as the Egypt pyramid as an octahedron, which is 8-sided. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to imagine the pyramid. And there are so many all over the world. It could be a sign of something that's underneath in an etheric realm, because I think we get stuck on underground in 3D versus underground in an etheric realm. There are many layers to our planet, and I think there's a great possibility that could be cities down there.
Yeah.
It is alive. It's still alive. And just walking around the pyramid, you can sense that there's something still undiscovered, still secret, still deep and powerful in those lands. And that's why it's attracting all of the people over there. It was lines and lines. It was so crowded. And sorry, I'm just rambling on. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. So you really enjoyed it, and it was pretty amazing over there in Egypt?
Yes. It was very, very excellent. We got a chance to go down the Nile to the pyramids further south in the Nubian land. And people forget that there are a lot more ancient temples down there, but they don't get a lot of PR. But they're old and they're very interesting, and they have very different architecture because the Nubian people are of a different category than the actual the Egyptians that were living up north. They're very interesting. Their interpretations of the stories are slightly different. For example, Sobek, the god Sobek, has a different interpretation in Nubia versus up north, which is actually called Lower Egypt, which is the lower end of the Nile, versus the Upper Egypt, which is technically the south of Egypt, because the Upper Egypt is really denoting the upward side of the Nile, the upper end of the Nile.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, it was a great trip. It's a great trip. The Karnak area is very active. That's the ancient temples that were there. I feel them in an etheric way. And it was very, very busy. There's a lot of young people, too. You were saying earlier that you were wondering how young people could get engaged with what the topics we're talking about. And they were there. There was a lot of young people all over Egypt.
I think we need
foreigners
that. We really need that, We really do.
Yeah. People are traveling. It's really impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah. Well, this was fascinating, Gannett. I'm going to try to see if we can get some more people to call in.
Yeah.
And anything you want to leave the audience with?
Much love, everybody.
Yeah. Do you want to leave the
think about the ancient? Yes, I'd love to. I'd like to remind people we are all very powerful and full of light. Share your wisdom as much as you can. Thank you, Rob. Much love and light to everyone.
All right. Love you, Gannett, and I'll talk to you soon.
Love you, Rob. Take care.
Bye. All right, guys. We don't have a caller now, so I'm just kind of gonna go through the yeah, and anybody can call in right now. Anybody can call in. We had 4 callers so far, so it's going well. And thank you, thank you, Jason, for posting the call-in line. And I'll just go through some of your comments here while we're waiting for the next caller. Let me go back here. Okay. Wow, you guys are really going off. Spiritual Ascension says med beds will be like weed. They won't roll them out if they find a regular way to monetize it, and it's pure tech that can't be profited from because the tech inside you does the same. That's a good point. Dr. Doom says, I'm not getting med beds unless Pfizer tells me. I know who he means by Pfizer. He means Pfizer. He's joking. Spiritual Ascension says, wouldn't touch med beds with a 10-foot pole. Sig Sire says, Ayush Malone, bring him back on. He's a good friend of mine. He really is. He's a really good friend of mine. Oh, we got someone in the call. Let's okay, we're about to take a call. And okay. Hello, you're on the line. Who are you?
Hey, Rob, can you hear me?
Yeah. Who's this?
Hey, man, it's TKB, man.
Hey, dude. So, guys, if you don't know who this is Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, man, just enjoying your call. I thought I wanted to throw one new conspiracy at you that the reading we've been getting on Atlas.
Yeah, what do you think it is?
What we're getting is Atlas is basically let's see, what do you call it, the Martians? They're coming back from Mars. They're kind of like in a war with the people in Venus, or the people in Venus. Yeah, they're coming back. How do you say this? They're coming. It's galactic war stuff. Now, Venus, those people, very good talkers. That's where a lot of your politics come from, and they've kind of got themselves in trouble. Supposedly, now this is all conspiracy stuff, so this is all just, I'll just say my opinion. But supposedly, the people that's kind of like they're wanting to get Mars back. Now, what happens if they get Mars back? That's going to kick the people from Venus off Mars, and they'll have to go back to Venus. And the problem is, and what the good thing is that also will kind of get a lot of the politics, the political, what's the word for it? Political curses that are on Earth, kind of pull some of that out of here.
Yeah, so it's going to kind of.
Anyway, I just wanted to call in, try your new number, and share something that with something that we're talking about in our little circles here.
That's amazing.
The thing was fascinating. That's just what I'm hearing.
So do you think it's like an energy that it's going to be sending that will like reform the planet? Is that kind of what you're saying?
No, the people of Mars are basically kicked off. You haven't heard the word Martian forever. Well, the people from Mars are kind of coming back. That's what Atlas is. So they're basically coming back, and they're coming back, and they're going to be trying to get their Mars back from the people of Venus. The people of Venus will have to go back. And the bottom of all this stuff is that the people from Venus are very good talkers, very good light. They're light messengers. They're very good, and so that's where a lot of the politics comes from. That's where we have a lot of politics. They're the original forefathers of all countries as far as their words. The Constitution, all that comes from the people of Venus. Now, I'm not saying the people of Venus is bad or anything. It's just they've got themselves in some hot water. And so, as the Atlas comes by, like I said, this is between the Martians and the people from Venus. If there's anything goes on, they might have some stopovers at the moon, but this really has nothing to do with the Earth. But on the other hand, if the people, because right now, supposedly, the people of Venus are living pretty comfortable underground, and a lot of it is based off of a lot of the controls that you see all over the world, all over the Earth. And so if they get pushed off of Mars, have to go back to Venus, then basically a lot of the political curse that's on Earth, a lot of that will go with them. So anyway, I just wanted to share that conspiracy.
That's amazing,
story with you.
What have you been hearing on the what have you been hearing on the Bigfoot front? Like, what's going on with that? Have you guys been having encounters with Bigfoot?
He talks to everybody. We talk about everything from Bigfoots to giants. We know George the Giant. And what's big, Matt? You got one thing you want to say? I'm looking at Matt over here, see if he has any. I just want to share that one with you. But the Bigfoots are all cool. there's a lot of movement going on because of the South, like Georgia and Alabama and all that. There's so much growth that there's a lot of what we call boogers, which is a smaller race of them, are moving north, and so there's a lot of cryptids moving around. So people are getting all kinds of experiences because cryptids are crowding each other because we are crowding the South. The South is growing in but Georgia, North Carolina, and across the South. Florida is definitely, everyone's running out of Florida because there's so many people there. But anyway, so the cryptids are getting pushed around. So people are running in. That's why you got, like, I don't know how many stories you have out there every day about Dogman and Bigfoot. So there's a whole lot more cryptid activity and talk. And it's just because cryptids are running into cryptids and pushing each other around. So anyway, that's the Bigfoot politics, I guess I could say.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, dude, thank you so much for calling in. I'm going to get to the next person. Dude, I love you guys. I love you and Matt.
You're welcome.
You guys are awesome, man.
Hey, love you too, guys.
All right.
Love you too. Just want to say cool and love you and awesome, man. And you have a good day.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right. Thanks, man. Bye-bye.
Okay, we did have another caller, but then they dropped. So caller, if you want to call in, you can call back and we'll get to you, now. I'm just trying to let everybody get a chance to talk, Anybody who wants a chance to talk basically will get a chance to talk, like that's one thing about my show, guys. And that's one thing that I've always tried to do. I don't believe every single person that comes on my show, and I don't, but I try to provide a space where people can come and speak their mind and tell their story basically without judgment, and that's what I've tried to basically provide. Oh, Matthew said I got to say east of the Rockies, but see, that's I don't know where they're calling from. So if I knew they were east of the Rockies, I would say that. But I will say it. Next caller, I will. I got to, Matt. You're right. So So guys, call in here. Anybody that wants to call in, you can call in. Here's the number again, and let me put it up on the screen too, so you guys can see. Call in number. It's 573-877-7637. And we'd love to hear from you. Just don't say anything crazy. You know what I mean? Try not to, say any foul words or anything like that. We're doing this for fun, guys. So don't say anything like it's going to get us banned. That's not cool. Now someone will do that on purpose. I guarantee you, because I know how people are. And if any of my friends from back home get a whiff of this, they'll be on here pranking me. I guarantee you. Here's Trey. Trey's Miss. Hey, what's up, Trey? Good to see you. He says, what's happening, Rob and Curious Post? I finally jumped on the StreamYard Live today with my friend Joshua S. John. Fun to share. That's awesome, dude. I hope it goes well for you. It seems like everybody's starting their podcast up. It's good because everybody has to get this information out. Everybody has something to share, and I feel like that's Sig Sire says, thank you for being you. Thank you, Sig. That's awesome of you, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, like I said, we just provide a judgment-free place for people to, share their story. And I happen to be pretty skeptical in my personal life, but I try not to share those views on the screen, because I feel like it's not my place, and I don't want to get into arguments with the guests. You know what I mean? I really don't want to do that. I don't think that would be good. Good air. So. Again, you guys can call in. Let me see if I can put the number up on the screen. And we'll wait for the next caller here. And okay. So who's going to call in next? Is it going to be Matthew Morning? Is it going to be Spider Bite? Is it going to be Black Uni Grayfin? I'd love to hear from any one of you guys. Anyone can call in, and we're just testing it out, guys. This is just for fun, but I am going to do this more now that I know it works. And, when I went to visit Coley, she gave me an audio interface. Hold on, I'll show you right here. Coley gave me this. This is an audio interface, guys. This is from Nicole, So I got to fire. She said to me, you should fire this up. I said, yeah, I should fire this up. I'm going to have this plugged in next time I do a call-in show so that the audio will be better, Yeah. Kurt, good to see you, Kurt. I like you, man. I love Kurt. Kurt's awesome. Kurt says, this call-in idea is awesome, Rob, and I hope some shithead doesn't ruin it. Thanks, man. Well, Yeah, and Jason's referring to the picture that Selena made on of me and Jason. It's hilarious. Like, you guys got to check it out. That's on the YouTube community board. If you want to check that out, it's pretty funny. Lois says, "What are you missing?" It's a call-in show, Lois. We're doing a call-in show. Spider Bite, you can call international. You just have to dial 1. So you dial 1-573-877-7637, and it should work, Spider Bite. Let me know if it works. I just put it in the chat for you if you want to call in. And anybody can call in, guys. Don't be afraid to call in, guys. Call in and share your story, or share a little bit about your day. What's going on in your day? Are you having a bad day? Are you having a good day? What's the energy in your life like? What's going on in your world? I want to know. That's what we're here for, because we're here to be a family for each other and look out for each other, and that's what it's all, That's why I wanted to foster this community, so we can, Spiritual Ascension says she's laughing out loud. She's laughing. Jason says, my cat jumped into Rob's picture. Yeah. If someone asked me, they were like, who's that cat? They were like, you don't have a cat. And I was like, I know, I don't have a cat. It's funny. Yeah. So we're just waiting for the next call. Rumble isn't working. Why isn't Rumble working? Oh shit! I don't have it streamed in Rumble. Hold on, I'll stream it to Rumble. Give me 1 second. I don't know how I did that. I missed that. It's almost not worth streaming to Rumble, because I'm not going to be on that long anymore. I'm not going to be on much longer. But I did just start streaming to Rumble just now. So check it. It should be working now. But yeah. I thanks for checking that, Kitsalile. And Spiritual Ascension says, we appreciate what you do for all of us, all Rob. Thank you, Spiritual Ascension. That's awesome of you. And I'll put links, you guys. If anybody wants to support the podcast, you can. I'm actually trying to save up enough money to go visit Nicole again. That's kind of like my mission. I told her today, I said, I'd like to come visit you again, it's easier when we can work together, and get things done in person, so that's kind of like my mission here, because I think the world of that girl, honestly. She's got like some kind of spell on me, I swear to God. But it's nothing bad. It's in a good way, It's like yeah. Let's see if anybody's calling. Oh, we got a caller. Okay. East of the Rockies, you're on the line.
Power couple, man. You're in love, bro.
Who is this?
This is your friend Trey, man. How you doing?
Is this Chili Man?
Trey.
Oh, Trey. What's up, dude? How are you?
I'm blessed, man. I'm sitting here in the beautiful Nicene Marks Park, smoking a bowl. Enjoying. I think it's great you're doing this, man.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, this was a dream of mine. I always listened to Art Bell growing up, and I always wanted to learn how to take calls. That was like a big goal of mine for this podcast, was learning how to take calls. And I have it so rigged right now, Trey. I literally have the speaker next to the phone. But did you say power couple? Because I think Coley said she said, "Oh, so you think it's a power couple?"
Yeah. I'm a Theicus, but my original astrology was a triple Sagittarius, double Pisces. I can just blurt out stuff like that. But yeah,
it's awesome. I think I'm gonna light up a joint right now. So if you guys want to fire up with me, I'm gonna blaze up right now.
I was wanting to put the cell phone on the water, but it's not really close to a rapid, but can't really hear it.
Yeah, dude. So what's going? So did you start a YouTube channel, or what's going on?
Or yeah, what happened is
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was kind of a self-help book junkie, so to speak, for 30 years. Read all of Castaneda, and I got the Nag Hammadi text when I was 33 years old. My grandfather was a 33-degree Freemason, and so interestingly, and so that really made me feel as though I was a born-again Gnostic, and that was
this flesh suit is going to be 48 years old this year, so that's, I don't know how many years that was. So, and what happened, and in my late 30s, I read the Mahayana text, and September 1st, for like three or 4 years, I really got into it, Mahayana Buddhism. Then whatever happened in 2020, right? And then September 1st, 2021, what happened is I probably would have smoked a bowl and everything would have been fine normally. But like, I mean, it's interesting to me that I was sober completely, like, and dude, a solar flare hit me at 10 a.m.
Holy shit.
And yeah, and the police report very suspiciously came out 6 weeks later, says that I fell over on my bicycle at this busy intersection and hit my head on the concrete. Now, I'm not saying I even believe that that's what happened, but because I blacked out, and we later got in touch with 9 lawyers who refused to help because I blacked out. But a witness and this PG&E truck driver says that he saw me, that I fell over on my bike, possibly struck by a solar flare if he didn't do it himself in the reality. And so he slowed down and ran me over. I'm like, well, if he sees me, why would he slow down and run me over? Well, he couldn't. It's a very busy intersection. But like the witness said the same thing. They saw him slow down, and so they took me to the hospital. It was like I was in a doctor TV show. A handsome 30-year-old Jewish man doctor in a green vest, a pretty 30-year-old African American doctor in a green vest, and a good-looking 30-year-old Asian American woman doctor in a green vest, and they put me in they took me to Santa Clara. I've been staying in Santa Cruz around for over 20 years. They took me all the way over the hill to Santa Clara Valley Trauma Center because they said the Dominican hospital was full. I got really lucky in that because they were experts. And after 5 days of Rockefeller choosing my food and my medicine, I got constipated for the first time in years. My friend brought me some milk and kombucha, and I was able to make and then I was like, the little Jewish doctor was like, "Are you ready to get out of here?" I'm like, "Yeah." After 5 days, but I broke 15 bones. They took two and a half cups of blood out of my lungs in the first 2 days, and I went back and I got a bunch of bone broth. First thing I did, I went to Kind People's. I had 9 broken ribs. I got THC and CBD, and I took I'd have to, after about 2 or 3 hours of sleep, I'd have to take more CBD to go back to sleep. For that first month, I had to sleep sitting up. And I just laid out in the California sun and red-pilled myself, bro. I read Dan Willis' website, thewebmatrix.net.
I love that. I love Dan Willis. I love Dan Willis. Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen the website.
I've had him on my show.
Trump was really good.
Yeah, I've had Dan on my show like 2 times, but it got deleted because
I think I've seen him on. Yeah, I think I've seen him on there, and I learned about the name Lisa Renee from Laura, from our friend Laura, and then from there I devoured a lot of the Ascension glossary and all that, and I started making videos. But what happened is in 6 months I healed all the broken bones, or let's say nature did, and the Buddhists have a term deathless, and I was like, well, fuck, I get my head out of my ass and stop being a typical narcissist, fearful normie. Like I started. What happened is exactly a year after the accident, my mother, who was actually a computer teacher at Clemson University in South Carolina, showed me how to upload a YouTube video. Yeah. And I made over 570 videos, dude. But I got so shadow banned that like there'll be like less than 10 views or some shit. And but like. It's a labor of love. I saw what happened to you and then her and the Journey to the Truth podcast, and now they're bringing all you guys back because they need the money. And then I've noticed I just subscribed to this channel recently, the Dark Matrix. I really like, but they'll put she has 200 subscribers, and they'll sometimes make me watch 2 or 3 ads.
Yeah.
So I think they really need the money, man. They're hurting for the money, bro. But I'm really thankful for you, bro. You're one of the few besides Laura that was not like afraid to include me in the conversation, and I'm really thankful for that, brother. And so I finally did my first freaking StreamYard today.
That's awesome. I've always thought you were really cool, Trey. You've always been really cool in the chat. I probably
was in that.
you always make really good comment. I can tell how intelligent you are.
But I've kind of been in the cocoon. I mean, you're honestly like a severe CNPD and even overt NPD abuse. I've lived with these people for years, and I've kind of been in the cocoon phase, for a while, like as a hermit. But now it's like I've made all those videos, and I'm getting over the self-imposed isolation, or that part of my shadow work. Honestly, bro, it's the archonic control of me, that part of my shadow. It's like, fuck it, I've got this gadget. I didn't have one of these for 20 years. It wasn't until I put a comment on one of Laura's Rumble videos that she texted me. She wanted to text me, and I couldn't do it on my computer and YouTube wouldn't let me go over 15 minutes or make a thumbnail without one of these things. So now I'm like, I use a fucking cell phone more than almost anybody, bro, but I'm using it to learn and teach, and like.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Yeah. And yeah, I smoke now. I'm like tripping over my words.
So I'm glad to finally join in here, man. I appreciate it. That it's a great idea to have this call-in show, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah. Would you, Trey, do you want to leave the audience with like some final stuff, like, or like, so whatever you'd like to say before we go?
Well, my whole message is really that, we are all divine rays or essence beings that, are immensely powerful, that at some point I feel we probably agreed to this, and that this, is YouTube, the last video I made, they deleted, and they timestamped because I said Rockefeller got dark ET help in creating the school system. They didn't want me to publish that. And because what I feel is I'm kind of a living example of it because of how I healed and how I've existed here in this place. It's, the California mental system. The California is the greatest microcosm of what's happened, my friend Joshua, why they believe it's a hell realm is so believable. The demiurgic forces, all the secret societies, since at least Renee says back to the age of Atlantis, the Brotherhood of the Snakes, the control from behind the scenes has been so powerful. But yet, these beings, the dark side, are mimics. They don't have creativity. They have no access to heart. I mean, we saw what happened 5 years ago. We try to, assume everything is okay. It's all mine. It's like the Council on Foreign Relations, thousands of orchestrated heads of state and CEOs, all that.
Wait, Trey, I got a question. Trey, I got a question. This is really important. So you said, we got to talk history for a second. This is insane. Like, so you said this goes back to the Brotherhood of the Serpent, which goes back to Atlantis. But like, if you look at some people try to portray the serpent as good. When you look into like Enki and Thoth, it seems like they were like the serpent, but they were trying to bring wisdom. So is this other like Brotherhood of the Serpent different than them, or like where does this go?
Well, part of my, I did have a tantric Kundalini awakening, was part of my awakening. That was some information from Lisa Renee that I got from Lisa Renee about that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that my whole message is that so I'm saying that those of us who didn't take the experiment, there's still the humans original. So what my friend has a channel called the Kismet Spiral, and that calls soul travelers, or people who have their souls, is that like Tony Sayer says, we're immensely powerful, or they wouldn't have to do all this stuff. And so my whole message is that we are just like they told us in Bible school, in 5-year-old Bible school, we are rays of the Creator. But and so we have two operating. The video YouTube deleted was called the two operating systems, and it's about how it's on my Odysee still. It's about how Christ Sophia. I say the original experiment was that whoever was in these fleshy suits, Christ Sophia gave us. In fact, I'm just finishing John Lamb Lash's book, Not in His Image, and he calls it the Anthropos. And this is really encouraging, I think really beautiful. And the idea is that we were originally created with the balance of Christ Sophia had a male Christos counterpart, the Christos. And but the demiurge, when that happened and all that was what created the Matrix, and it's a false self, the narcissistic personality disorder, and it's all a fake, fallen, false version of reality. That's also operating, and we've all, to some various degrees, we've all been manipulated by these forces, or forced into the box, literally. On my channel is an end of Saturn, where you can see the hexagram, and we've all been influenced. We've all grown up in the Matrix. So, but we all those who still have their soul, still have, we're essence divine beings. We not only batteries, but we are, emanations of the real original creative beings, and that, so that there is a possibility, I think, for us to reclaim a free will and shut down the evil, the memory wipe, the siphoning system that's in operation, and reclaim our sovereignty, or escape, or even just escape. Some just want to escape. Some things like, I wonder if what do you think about the One Small Town initiative? I'm thinking about that aspect of it too.
Yeah, I had Michael Tellinger on. I like what he talks about like that, like actually like breaking away completely from the system and stuff like that. Like, he's done it. They did it in like 2 towns, he told me. It's like, I don't know how they're, but it seems pretty amazing,
It seems like he came up with he's aware of all the issues that we talk about, but yet he's come up with that's the thing is, I think another thing is, we don't hear the stories about these solutions, like on the Voluntary Living channel. My friend David James Rodriguez, he has an interview he did with the guy who has a conscious town in Oklahoma, where the whole neighborhood, it's not a community. He said he didn't want a commune, but it's basically a suburb, a neighborhood, a whole town, where everyone is somewhat aware and they help each other do projects and stuff. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on that is not really covered. And so what do you think? Is the Great Awakening happening? It's like you're talking to all these people who are healing, man. I want to say, the last thing I'm going to say is thank you, man, brother, for having me on. And like I say, I appreciate your works.
Oh, thanks, man.
I'm really, you know what? It's been an awesome journey to be a part of this collective human awakening. And you, Tat, till it's only us. We are, the glitch that, like, when I first went on this StreamYard today, dude, when I started talking about 0-point energy, the thing started making crazy. The cell phone started making crazy robot, like, dude, like an AI Archon just like was howling and attacking and shut it off.
Yeah,
like
don't
when I was talking about.
Yeah, it's insane, dude.
Well, it was great talking with you, brother. Great to meet you on the audio side here.
Hell yeah, man! You got to come on my show sometime. Like it would be cool to have you on, like, as a guest. You know what I mean? Or you could put it on your channel too. But I'd love to have you on for a full show.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. Yeah, we'll do it.
All right, guys. And that was Trey, guys. And tune into his YouTube channel and talk to Trey in the chat. One thing I wanted to say, guys, before we take the next call, and the call-in number's up on the screen if you want to call in. I just love the fact that, like, everybody's in the chat and everybody is getting along, and everybody's like, you guys all know each other, and like it's and if you don't know each other, you're still like getting along. Everybody's vibe. I mean, the chat's on fire tonight, guys. You guys are really vibing, and so I love it. Keep vibing, and we're gonna get to the next call, but let me see what Army of One says here. She says, Rob, congratulations on your call-in show. Love it. Question, are you still considering writing a book? I mean, yeah, I would. I am a little bit, but I don't know. I kind of want to do it on, like, targeting, you know what I mean? If I do it, because, like, I've seen the crazy things that, like, and some of the proof of targeting, but I'm just trying to pull it all together, you know what I mean? Because I know things happen to me, but I can't prove them, But so it's like, I don't know. But if I was going to toy around with that idea of writing a book, I would definitely be about targeting. I think, trying to bring it more to the mainstream. Is like, yeah. Let me see if we got a call. Okay, no call-ins yet, so we'll just go through some of the chat. We might finish up soon, guys. If anybody wants to call in, I put the number up on the screen. Sorry, guys, I smoked. Oh, that's the donation. Shit. I'll put it back up. Okay. There's the call-in number, guys. Maybe we'll do one more, one or two more. Because I love this. This is so much fun. This is what I wanted to do my whole, this was like, you guys don't understand. Like, I'm kind of like living out, like, this is like a dorky thing, but I'm kind of living out a dream right now. Like, honestly, like, I always listen to Art Bell, and the part I loved when I would listen to Art Bell is when the people would call in, because you get such raw emotion from people when they call in. You know what I mean? It's like a different, like, I could sit here and interview thousands of people, which I have done. I have the proof of that, and that's cool. But like, I'm telling you, when you get the call-ins, you get a more raw element. You know what I mean? And that's when you get your best content, honestly, in my opinion. That's why I feel like call-ins are crucial. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and we could really, guys, like, start incorporating this with the guests. Like, somehow, like, what we could do is like how Art Bell used to do, like, where he would have the guest, and then at the end, the people would have like 30 minutes to call in and talk to the guest. You know what I mean? Instead of taking questions on StreamYard, we could do it that way. You know what I mean? I think that would be huge, because who's doing that? You know what I mean? People have call-in shows, but nobody's given a guest time like 20 minutes with the audience where they can just hope people can just call in willy-nilly and talk to the guest. What do you guys think of that? Collective awakening, two-way direction, equal energy exchange. Thank you. Good to see you. Let me see if anybody's calling in. No, nobody else is calling in. You guys can call. Did I put in the calling number? Maybe that'll be the last call in for the night. Oh, shit, why is this doing this? Call in. So there's the call-in number, guys. And if somebody wants to call in, we'll maybe take one more call, for the night. But this is so much fun. Anyway, yeah, like I was saying, this is like I'm living out like a dream. Like, I always wanted to do call-ins. I'm telling you, So, how's everybody doing tonight? What's going on? Let me see what Kurt says. Kurt's awesome. He says, I think Kurt's from Pennsylvania, right? You're from Pennsylvania, right, Kurt? Kurt says, hell yeah, I'm more excited for Rob what he is. Nobody does any phone call stuff. That's a great idea. Thanks, Kurt. I think some people are doing it. Some people are doing it, but like, it's, yeah. But nobody's going to do it like we're going to do it, where we're going to have call-ins at the end of the shows. That's what this is going to be. I think that's such a dope idea. Like 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, where the audience gets to call in and talk to the guest and ask questions. You know what I mean? If the guest, you got to ask the guest if they'll do it first. They got to be cool with it. But if they're pretty solid with their research or their experience, it shouldn't be a problem. Right? I'm not putting people to the test. I'm just saying, like, if you are what you say you are, or you're the researcher providing what you say it is, you shouldn't have a problem taking 10, 15 minutes with the guest, I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah. Lois. I've been having trouble with EMF neurological damage, and one in the chat suggested I hum counterfeit effects. It works. I hum to counteract effects. It works. Wow, that's amazing, Lois. Oh, Kurt, you're from Bethel Park. That's great. Yeah. Oh, you were at the Bethel Park panel I did last year. That's cool. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm going back there this year for that, by the way, Kurt. I've been invited back. It'll be in November, and then I'm just going to be running I think I'm just going to be running the live stream this year, and then there'll be guests, and then I'm kind of on the reserve for guests. Like, if a guest backs out, then I'll be a guest, but I'm basically just going to be running the live stream this year, which isn't a bad thing. I'm still happy to be involved with it, and that's a local event here in Pittsburgh, guys, in Bethel Park, which is November 4th. I'll be live streaming, so you guys can watch it on here. You can come to Pittsburgh. Check it out. It'll be pretty cool. Local researchers, Nathan Way Switch Fox on targeting. I've had strange pulsating and headaches lately. Yeah, I think a lot of people are getting those, Nathan. I don't think you're alone there. I don't know what it is, if it's frequency or what. Kitsalao says, am I open to suggestions for guests? Hell yeah, absolutely. I need guests for October. If you want to suggest guests, you can email me. My email is typicalskeptic1@gmail.com. So it's typicalskeptic and then the number 1@gmail.com. And I'll say it one more time. typicalskeptic1@gmail.com. If you have an experience, if you're being targeted, if you feel like you've been in the SSP or involved in Black Ops programs, if you've been abducted by aliens, if you've been abducted by the military, if you have satanic ritual abuse, any of that shit, also call me. If you feel like you've been involved in MK Ultra, call me, because we mostly, this is a fringe podcast. You could consider us like, this is definitely fringe. So we cover the darker aspects of this phenomena plus everything else too. Oh, Matthew's on hold. What is it here? Let me see if this is him. Hello, you're on the air.
First time caller, long line listener.
What's up, dude?
East of the Rockies.
Dude, this is great, isn't it?
No, honestly, this is awesome. I think it's really cool that you have it set up so we can still hear the show while like people are on hold. That's really cool.
Yeah. What's going on, man?
I don't know, man. We're actually just chilling here. I figured I would call in because this is the closest I'll get to being on coast, like in my own life. So I'm like, okay, we'll just do like the, like the Rob show version.
Mm-hmm. And guys, for you guys that don't know, this is Matthew Morning, guys. I think everybody knows it. Your voice, though, Yeah. But,
really? Yeah. Usually my voice is way, totally different in person. That's usually just my clone that you're seeing on the screen, you guys. Or actually, it's like an AI thing that they've been doing for a while. So technically, my whole life is one big deep fake.
I love
what if
it,
it was, though? Seriously, what if it was? What if you found out that one of the people in, like the overall soul group, the secret space or like the disclosure community, turns out they were actually an AI this whole time? Kind of like how there's an AI actress now. I can't think of her name. I want to think it's like Lily or something. I saw some shit on Twitter about it earlier. How she was under fire for being the first AI actress. Has anyone out there seen that?
Yeah. Did you guys hear, Matt? Anybody seen this about there's like an AI actress? This is insane. How do they do that? Like, how do they I guess they just produce a projection?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm so like out of touch with everything. And like, like normal, like media, I have no idea how they would do that. But I figure everything is fake now anyway, like even the internet, right? Isn't that how it is?
Yeah.
Dead internet theory.
Yeah. I agree, man. I agree.
Yeah. It's all just a huge echo chamber. I really like the guy that called in earlier. He had a very strong spirit. I noticed that he had gone through some form of like physical ailment or something, but he had an abnormally strong spirit. It was really interesting to hear it through somebody's voice.
You know who that is? He comes in your chat a lot. He's in my chat and your chat a lot. His name's Trey, and it's Trey's Myths and Truths on YouTube.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I am usually like in like a dissociative state on those, so I don't even notice screen names hardly. But that's awesome. Yeah.
I'm gonna have him on for a full show. I think he was pretty interesting. Yeah.
It was cool. Also, if it is possible, next time you and I do a show, we got to do the call-in thing.
Yeah, dude. What do you think of the idea of like? I think this is a good idea. Like, what do you think about like you? I do it like Art Bell would do it, where like you have 40 minutes with the guest or whatever, but then the last 20 minutes they take calls from the audience. I wonder if a lot of people would do it.
Honestly, I think it's brilliant. I really think it's fucking brilliant, dude. I think it's a great idea. I feel you on the sense that I think you and I were sort of like raised with like listening, you know, to that like format. I think it's awesome. I would say go for it.
Yeah.
I think you should do it with every show. Like, be like, okay, man, you can totally come on my show, but in the, you know, like in the second and third hour, we're going to take calls. You know, like, you know, we're going to take calls from, you know, the listeners, and I don't know, maybe that's where some of the skepticism shows up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe every now and then somebody calls it, they're like, I don't know, bro, that sounds like bullshit.
Yeah.
Then again, you know, not that we want to stoke those fires, but I don't know, every now and then I think it's needed.
How skeptical would you say you are, man? Because like I know like I'm really skeptical in like my personal life. Like I don't ever portray it on, you know, but like in my personal life, I really, you know, I question a lot.
No, I hear you. You and I think the level of my skepticism, the true skepticism within me, will be slightly reserved here in this moment, because you and I have talked about that privately. But I feel like, honestly, I'm one of the most skeptical people that I know. And I don't necessarily think that's a very good thing, because we're living in a sort of social group right now where every story is fantastical. Everything challenges the balance of reality. Everything is essentially a leap of faith in your, you know, like beliefs. Right.
And that's what we kind of need. I guess we need that, right? In a way, maybe.
Honestly, in my opinion, I think we need so much more of it. I think that there has been an epidemic of just total lack of discernment, which I think is par for the course. This is going to happen in like a group of people in a time like this, where, you know, everybody's claim to fame right now, and I'm not trying to go on a rant here, so I'll shut up in a second, but everybody's claim to fame right now is essentially a set of unprovable experiences that take place in another version of reality. If there was not a situation ripe for skepticism, I don't know what is. Like,
dude,
like if this,
you know, it's the funniest one recently. I treat every episode dead serious, but dude, everybody has an opinion on what 3-Eye Atlas is. Dude, isn't it crazy? I swear to God, it's like everybody has an opinion on what 3-Eye Atlas is. Dude, it's hilarious.
What do you think it is now that you've heard?
Dude,
all
I've
these
heard like
people talk about it.
I've heard like 9 different things. You know what I mean? From it's an Anunnaki ship to like it's positive Pleiadians send an energy here to it's a spaceship full of insects to it's a city the size of Manhattan of aliens and they're coming here. I've heard everything, dude. I've heard like, you know, I've heard it even tied into Charlie Kirk somehow. You know what I mean? Like,
right?
What do
you think? What do you think is the worst take you've heard? Like when you hear all the takes
I don't
so
know.
far?
I don't know. You know, I don't know. I find it all crazy that everybody has an opinion on what it is. You know? Yeah.
I'll tell you my worst take, so you don't have to say it. I'll just say my worst take that I have heard so far. And I'm not trying to point anybody out, but somebody will know I'm talking about. One of these people was like, turns out, what was it? It was a fucking space whale. A space whale. It's a space whale approaching. but then again, okay, but hold up. But then again, why the hell not?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why the hell? Why not a fucking space whale, dude? You know what I mean? But maybe it will be a space whale. But
dude,
what do you think has been the best take? Like, what do you like when you listen to all of them?
I like the
What
take
do you
that
think
I like Carrie Cassidy's take that it's an Anunnaki ship and they're headed here and like then they picked up some carriers along the way and you know she's been the most detailed about it. I mean like she has the most passion behind it. Honestly, I'm not even joking around. Like she just like you know I don't know and I don't trust everything anybody says. You know what I mean? But like I mean I don't think I can't say it's completely true. I have no clue what it is. I've been like that was the most interesting. I'll say. You know what I mean? Because it had like a story.
I certainly agree.
Oh, you agree?
I can say I have no problem saying this publicly. I've listened to Carrie Cassidy for many years, like a lot of us, right? And I've always been impressed and also shocked by the equal amount of delusion and also realism that she kind of poses. And so I've learned to just like listen to what she says and grab the parts that seem real and leave the parts out that aren't. I do like the idea that there is an Anunnaki element. I think there's a bunch of other pieces that don't really seem to fit, and there's some other ideas, and I don't know. I think that's the funnest thing about it, is that we're watching the process of everyone's own discernment kind of process going wild, and everyone's grabbing onto this object out there, and everyone's deciding upon what it is, and I wonder how much of that is us creating it. Like, are we creating an outcome? Or, you know what I mean? Is this just another, rock that's going to fly by? That's actually my take, honestly. I think it carries a tremendous amount of energy, all sorts of records, maybe even some inhabitants that are sitting back, cruising along through space. But what will happen, it's just going to cruise by.
I think so, too.
And then in a couple of months, we're going to be like, hey, now there's a new comment. You know what I mean? And then everyone's going to grab onto that. And maybe I'm wrong, but
this one got a lot of attention, dude. This one really took the community. You know what I mean? I've been seeing 3i Atlas shit everywhere.
Awesome. Honestly, I think we need a lot more 3i Atlases, something that causes everyone to sort of pause and go into this world of like speculation, something that's outside of the realm of like violence or some piece of war, and it's like something from another world that everyone has an idea about. I think it says a little bit about each person that has a theory on it, like what their theory is, like what they're sort of like working with in a sense, or grounded in, you know what I mean? Because some people are going to be going on this wild story, and then there's going to be other people that are like, it's just a fucking rock, and then there's me that's like kind of in the middle somewhere, but I don't know. Dude,
I started a thing the last few times. I've been trying to put it out there. Like, I'm wondering if like anybody will pick up on this. Like, I've been saying that like Baphomet is coming back into the collective. Like, okay, I know it sounds funny, but like, here's why. Like, I've had 4 different people give me like legit experiences that they've had with this entity, and like the astral form or the dream realm, or like, like seeing even physical appearances and like weird ties to stuff. And like, so like, it seems like some evil, like Baphomet energy is like in the collective, which sounds funny. I know it sounds funny, but like, I'm just putting it out there because I want to see if it picks up. I want to see if it picks up traction in the community. I want to see if it's real.
Honestly, I think it's very real.
Yeah, like I want to see if other people are experiencing it.
I know that it's real. I don't even mean that from some like crazy. Well, here, I'll just say it. And this is a thing that I wrote about in my book. I actually had come in direct contact with what I believe to be an aspect of Baphomet, and I believe this was late 2017, and I talked a lot about it in the book, but all the way down to viewing it, seeing it, coming into contact with this being in the astral. I even saw it like reflected in the physical world in the glass of the store one day, and it was a little bit overwhelming. It was a little bit overbearing. It was brought into my life as a result of a person that I was connected with at the time. And it was a very interesting stage. I can't say that it went any farther than that, but I know that is an absolutely real presence that holds, I think, a number of different roles for a lot of people. Some people regard it as being purely satanic. Other people have other ideas about it. I think it's somewhere in the midst of that, but it's absolutely real. You'll see Baphomet energy reflected in a lot of world elites. I can give you a really good example if anyone wants to look up this person, and they're sort of out of the public eye now, so it doesn't really matter. But you could look up the original owner of Twitter. Jack Dorsey is an excellent example of Baphomet energy. You'll see it in his face. I mean, I absolutely guarantee it. You will see it in Obama's face as well, although I think he's part of a slightly different offshoot of like a blood cult. I think Baphomet is one of the deities that he also, his sort of cult is also, like connected to, but you'll see it in people's faces. It's kind of everywhere at the moment. So anyway, not to go on and on, but yeah, dude, it's literally real. Literally real.
Dude, I didn't know you knew that much about it. Holy shit, that's insane. Like, but where it started for me was my friend Maya came on my show. Maya, the one that came to Full Disclosure Now the first year. You remember her?
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened was she said she was working with a client, and the client, like, she somehow lost control of the client during she was in like a hypnosis session, and then the client went into like another world and got possessed by this Baphomet energy, and Maya couldn't get it released. She finally got it out, but yeah, it like really came, and that was like the first case. Then I heard like a more popular podcaster talking about it. I heard that someone had like that was doing like witchcraft and they had an encounter with it. Then another person came on my show and talked about it, and then someone else. So it was, you know what I mean? It was like weird that it was coming like into the fray or something, I don't know.
I think you'll see a lot of beings like that will come in and out of the word collective consciousness on some, level. I'll be real, like, I don't, just from my experience with viewing and, working with people that have entity attachments such as that, in most cases, there's really nothing that's going to fully possess you without you making an agreement with it. And so oftentimes I hear these stories about, I was possessed by Baphomet. And it's like, or this person was. And I'm like, yes, that is 100% possible. But really the only person that's going to release that being or that connection or that hold is that person themselves. Because
wow.
Baphomet as an entity, and I don't even know if, because everyone, thinks they're an expert on this, so you can just put me in that file as well. But Baphomet as an entity, as a force, as a frequency, is not an assaulting force. It is not an energy of war. It's not an energy of destruction. However, it does lend itself to the paths of self-destruction within an individual. And it's not the type of demonic force that's out there trying to murder humans. It actually has no desire for that experience, although that is part of what it engages in. It's more about like the twisting and melding of a number of elemental forces and beings and like pieces of will and like, all sorts of weird, ultimately demonic, energies, and probably a lot of other stuff as well. There's probably a lot more I could say about it, which I won't say here, but I just don't see that that's a being that's out there trying to, possess people. But
yeah, that's interesting.
Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I love it, man. I think I think it's so interesting. Seriously, like I love it. Like yeah, it's yeah.
I think at least from like what I have seen, and I will let you go in a minute here, cause like I realize we're doing a phone thing, but at least from what I have seen, we are more likely to be possessed or influenced by our own shadow elements. And if you want to put it into an external force, at least through my experience over thousands of people, it's something parasitic.
Yeah.
It's an element of the parasitic, like construct, which could be archonic, but it's very, very rarely, like this fully formed demon, like people will be out there saying, like they're, possessed by, I don't know, anybody, Belial or somebody. And it's like, no, you're not, dude.
You remember?
You're so not.
What I had, dude, was like, I remember I was telling you about, I was like, it's like, I've never saw a demon. I've never saw a ghost. I've never seen anything. All I did was feel energy. You know what I mean? And it would feel like energy was like attaching itself to me parasitically. That's the best way to put it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it even felt like a creature, but then it like wore down and died off over time, and then it just eventually just went away. You know what I mean? Like, which was
how is that for you now?
Good. I'm good. I don't have any. Sometimes during the full moon, sometimes during the full moon, but never any other time. It seems like the powers that be are able to manipulate things during the full moon.
What do you think it was that caused it to finally sort of end? Like when you look back on that stage,
I think it's like you said. You have to find. You have to. I mean, like, because I had so many people that are healers that it's not. Dude, I would recommend every single one of those persons, like with my life. Everybody that tried to help me, like, from Dr. Amir to Phil Barrow, they all did help. They helped a lot. Everybody did. Anybody that tried to help, Eve Howard. But like at the end of the day, I think it was me. You know what I mean? It comes to a point where you have to be like, it's me that's going to try to release this, and like, you know, but they were all big helps too, you know. But I mean,
Yeah, truly.
it's like, yeah, it's weird, you know.
I feel you, man. I'm just glad that you made it through that stage. I feel, I could see, I think like everybody that was, you know, like watching the show, and especially those of us that like know you in the background know how literally real that was. Even if you don't want to say like it wasn't real in the real world, it was real for you, like in a way that, I don't know, that's an interesting like initiation, I think, in some way. The fact that you came to that, you know, turning point within yourself, and you were like, actually, wait, nope. You know what I mean? Like in some form, you know what I mean?
Well,
So,
in a way,
anyway.
in a way, it opens up a psychic door, because now I'm able to perceive. Like I'm able to, I think anybody can,
Right.
but like now I'm able to perceive energy, and I can realize when someone's sending it to me, and I can realize when someone's sending it to me negatively. You know what I mean? And people don't realize how real this is. It's an absolute real thing. You know what I mean? I mean, like people can send energy, and a lot of people in our community know how to manipulate energy. People that don't admit they know how to manipulate energy, they know how to manipulate energy. You know what I mean?
Very, very true. Honestly, you guys, it's usually going to be, you know, the ones who aren't talking in the background about all their wild and amazing mystical powers. It's going to be the ones that you don't hear about, that aren't going public. Those are the people, I think, in most cases, with everything in this world, those are the ones who are really doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. Well, dude, I guess I'll finish up here soon. Do you want to promote it? Do you want to tell people about your YouTube and tell about your Patreon and stuff? For sure, man.
Oh, yeah. Totally. Well, you guys can just find me at rememberyourmission.com. I will leave it there because I know you and I will probably do a show soon, and I didn't mean to take over everything. But
no, dude, this was amazing. I had so much fun. And guys, they check out his Patreon, the Blue Flame Collective, where they do readings twice a month, you know, and it's worth it, dude. All right, right, Matt? Your Patreon?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Blue Flame Collective. And anyway, I'm gonna roll out of here. And what's up, everybody in the chat? Good to see you guys. And but yeah, you and I will talk again soon, I'm sure. Have a good one, man.
All right, later, bro. See you, man. That was Matthew Morning, everybody. And I think that's a good way to finish up for tonight. We had a lot of good people come on and share from, I mean, every person that shared tonight was really special. I think everybody kind of like poured their soul out and like, in some way or another, and just like, you know, it was awesome. You know what I mean? This was a great first night of call-ins. Like, I'm really happy. I hope, you know, I got to actually find a way to screen the calls, which I'm going to do too, you know, but yeah, I gotta figure out how to do that. But I'm just experimenting with the software tonight, so you know, so we'll see. But and I like I said, I have this rigged to a speaker. I have the phone rigged to a speaker. I'm just gonna hang up right now on the phone that I'm on. But yeah, it went well. You know, I think it went well for the first set of call-ins. What do you think, guys? Holy says, Matthew, remember your mission is great. Yeah, well, he's a great guest too. Yeah, he's a great friend too. That was a great talk. That was a great way to. Yeah, well, that was awesome. Kurt said you can do a Discord open mic and screen from there. Oh, that's a good idea, Jason. And people are just giving me the thumbs up, and everybody liked it. Everybody loved it. Thank you, guys. That means a lot to me, you know. I hope people share this and stuff and hit the like button. And if it's on Rumble, because we had trouble streaming to Rumble tonight, but you know, if you can find me on Facebook, X, Instagram. I did live tonight. I was live on Substack tonight. You can check me out on Substack. Check me out on Rumble for sure, guys. www.rumble.com/TypicalSkepticPodcast. You know, because even though YouTube's giving people their channel back now, we can't forget that Rumble gave people free speech at a time when people were being censored. And then also I'm on X at RobertKhalil1121 if you want to give me a follow. I'm on Instagram at Kalil Robert if you want to give me a follow. I'm on Substack at Typical Skeptic Podcast. And then I have a TikTok page. My TikTok got banned recently, but I have another one. I haven't put much energy into it because it's just bullshit that they banned me. But anyway, so I love you guys. I'm out. and have a good night and all that stuff. And this was a great first night. And yeah, thank you.